The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome to another Ask the Expert show where we bring you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. This show, our first expert, is a little bit different. It has become one of our top shows. We started off with Los Angeles, then we moved to California. We opened it up to Arizona, to Las Vegas, and this topic is so important, and it's deeply important to me, that we opened it up for the whole United States. So this show is now going out over the entire United States. It is, I'm going to tell you, it is probably one of the most important health topics. It's weight loss. And we were so blessed to find one of the top weight loss MDs, because we know there's a lot of chiropractors now that are doing this, but MDs in the country. And I am so glad that he is spreading his knowledge throughout the country. I love doing this show. Let me see if he's on yet with us. Dr. Gupta?
Not yet.
He's not there. He's there, but he isn't. So Dr. Gupta he started off, and he still is, he started off in internal medicine. And he got hooked up at learning about weight loss. And he has taken a subject. Gosh, if you've ever tried to lose weight, it is one of the hardest things to ever do. And like me, I tried everything. I would hear a commercial about something and automatically I'm out there buying it. But then, if you don't see any results in about 30 days, a lot of people would just give up. And every time I thought that this time it's going to work for sure, it was always failure. So Dr. Gupta understands this. And he came up with a method that is proven that he is having the greatest results with. And what's so great about Dr. Gupta is he's got many ways to help you, because it really isn't one size fits all. I joke with Dr. Gupta that when I would go into GNC and I'd say, what kind of supplement that's really good for weight loss? And they would pull a supplement out. Well, everybody's body is different. And we talk about this on the show. I don't know what's happening with Dr. Gupta because he's been with us for over a year. Let me see, just make sure that he's not on my email. No, nothing from him. I don't know why we're having trouble getting him on today. But when you go into GNC, there's no way that they can give you a supplement without even knowing your body. And everybody's body is different. So if you think about just using logic, how can you go in? And I'm just using GNC as an example. How can you just go in and ask for a supplement and they're going to grab one off the shelf? So what's great about Dr. Gupta is he's going to sit down with you like he's doing a history and physical with you.
Hey, Steve.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, I have to go pick up my daughter, and I was having really bad internet trouble, so I apologize for that.
Are you going to be with us now?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So I was just explaining to everybody how hard it is to lose weight. And
yes.
that I tell them how you and I will talk about, you could go into a GNC, you go into a supplement store and you say, give me something to lose weight. And they don't even ask you any questions at all. They just hand you a pill. And I was explaining to people how not only were, but you still are an internal medicine doctor. And how you do a history on people so that you know how to treat them. But you've taken it way beyond that. So tell people about mindful weight loss.
Yeah, of course. So, our full name, we changed our name to Mindful Wellness. But in terms of what we do, we see our patients for an hour initially, right? And what we do, everyone I hire has the same approach in that we try to feel someone's life. Because exactly like you said, so many things at GNCs, but also like a billion things online, or unfortunately, a lot of my competitors, all they do is see the patients for like 15 minutes and they don't ask them anything and they just prescribe them something or give them something. What we do is we talk to our patients for an hour, really figure out everything in granular detail, all the challenges in their life. And we follow that up with unlimited one-on-one health coaching. So, hold on. Is this better?
You're breaking up pretty bad.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. See, when you have a live show, and there's no other way we would do it. We love doing a live show. Sometimes you experience things like this. So Dr. Gupta is going to come back in, but this show is so important.
Hey guys.
Are you back with us?
Yeah. Is this better? Is the internet better?
Yes.
Okay. So I was saying that, we see our patients for an hour initially, and we have unlimited one-on-one 30-minute appointments, and we have concierge service, we have classes. We really pride ourselves on a very comprehensive and holistic approach to this, which is very different than anywhere else I've seen it being done.
So I got to I want you to explain to people, because when you have a weight problem, there's so much more to it than just that.
Yes.
It causes so many health issues that people don't realize. I mean, it is, I've learned about it through the show and through my health issues that, I mean, if it's high blood pressure or sleep apnea, and I want people to understand when they come to you, you've got so many ways to help them.
Yeah, 100%. And actually, I give a lot of talks to a lot of healthcare providers, and I always say, like, even in our training as physicians or people in the healthcare industry, weight is not talked about, right? We instead, there's so much nihilism around it. People are saying, you can't do anything about it. Let's treat people's blood pressure and diabetes and eventually their heart attacks and strokes, right? But really, weight is the upstream cause of so many conditions, just like you wisely pointed out. Anything from kidney disease to, again, sleep apnea, to arthritis, to depression, to atrial fibrillation, like arrhythmias of your heart, to diabetes, through fatty liver disease, which is the #1 cause of cirrhosis in this country. So all of these things are from weight. And I think that their weight is also related to everything in our lives, right? The central issue is that we've created a food environment that has the most energy dense, addictive, and ever present calories known to humanity. We put it around us every second of the day. And that's why so many of us, this is just baseline hard for us, because our bodies and minds evolved when there weren't too many calories around us for hundreds of thousands of years. And in that world, this is what our body's made for, right? Like going to see food, finding calories, eating as many of them as you can, and storing them on your body as fat forever. But in this world where you get gigantic plates of stuff, where like there's the easiest thing in the world is to stop at the McDonald's, right? In this world, it makes complete sense why this is so hard, and you have to deal with underlying root causes of things, right? All the suffering that we have, because the central principle of being a human is we all seek to escape from suffering. So my line is there's suffering in the world and Doritos feel good, right? So
Yes.
it's all about dealing with those causes of suffering, right? Whether it's anxiety, depression, lack of sleep,
Like
habits,
stress is really important,
everything.
isn't it?
Stress. Oh, stress is huge. Yes.
So this is what I love about what you do. And I'm going to tell you, I've got a gripe, Dr. Gupta, not with you. So I went on Ozempic. Dr.
Okay.
Gupta's in California. I'm in Florida. I went on Ozempic. Great results. Great results. It's even changed my blood work, Dr. Gupta.
Love it.
I've lost 40 pounds, but here's my biggest complaint. So I'm on Medicare, and for the first 10 months, Medicare paid for it.
Yeah.
But then I ran out of what I guess how much left I had on my Medicare, and it went to like $240 a month.
That sucks.
Insurance, why? I mean, how come insurance doesn't cover that like it should, or anything having to do with losing weight? Because down the road, it could cost them so much more.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of complicated reasons we can get into for all of that. A lot of it, it's all money, basically, is the answer to it.
Well, let me ask you, does insurance cover what you do?
Yeah, so the thing is, we are a concierge practice, but in terms of the medication, if someone has weight loss medication coverage, we do use insurance to get them the medications. If they don't, we use compounding medicines, right? And so we use compounding, and we've used them very effectively. We only use one pharmacy, so we know it's safe and effective. And so we try to provide a myriad of different options to get people the medications for an affordable price, because without insurance coverage, it's ridiculously expensive. It's really stupid, right? And so there's a few, nuances and complexities. It's because you have the diagnosis of diabetes, then you can get Ozempic, but then you're probably Medicare Part D, money, like the coverage, you might have gone into the donut hole possibly. And then if you have it for weight, however, it's under the brand name Wegovy, and Medicare does not cover that at all. It doesn't cover these medicines for weight at all, right? And so, I think that it's complicated because there's a lot of, villains in the story. I'm sure the insurance companies, but the drug companies, they charge a lot for it. It's a lot of different things. And it's like, if 50% of Americans straight up need it, it's hard for everyone to pay the money right now, even though there's long-term savings from an economic perspective. Nonetheless, what we do is we try to provide all of our services, the medicine, including our really, really, really high touch approach. Again, more than any place I've seen, for a very, very reasonable price, right? For instance, if we're providing the compounded semaglutide, it's like with our unlimited health coaching, with our consultation with clinician, with concierge service, it's like $300 a month. So that's very, very, and that's with the medicine. So I think we can outcompete most places with the value that we provide. Yeah, so it's technically like $333 a month, but that's how much the price, and that's with all of those services to provide really sustainable change. We've treated more than 1,500 people, and we just, like, this is the most gratifying thing I've ever done. We've changed a lot of people's lives. with this
Oh my
approach.
God. It's just because I know that if you have a weight problem and you don't take care of it, I mean, heart attacks, strokes, I mean, diabetes, there's so many things that it can turn into.
And
And the
cancer.
possibilities are very good, aren't they, Dr. Gupta?
Yeah, I mean, the medicines and the program that we have is very good, but just people don't realize that actually struggling with excess weight causes increase in things like insulin growth factor and estrogen, which can cause increased cancer rates as well. So it's like there's
Yes.
a lot of different things that unfortunately excess weight can do.
So when someone comes to you, what if they have I mean, they could be stress, it could be sleep. There's a lot of things it could be. How do you cover that in an hour?
Because we have the hours of first appointment, then we have unlimited 30-minute appointments after that. Like
Okay.
it can be weekly. Then we have concierge appointments like service, and then with the clinician, we see them all the time and follow it up. And we have good, follow-up material and everything. But we can like basically just with a really high-touch approach, again, many patients we see weekly, it's up to the patient's choice, but it's all included in the program. You see our health coaches like every week, or some people see it less just based on personal preference, but we cover all of this stuff by just repetition, by just frequent contact, by one number that we have that you can contact us for everything. So that's how we're able to provide this like really high touch, successful approach for this issue.
Got to tell you, we started promoting your show about 3-4 days out, and we got so many great questions.
Awesome.
One of the questions is, I mean, we get all kind of questions when it regards your show. One of the question is, what do you do if one of your clients backslides?
So what we always say, right, is first of all, it's unreasonable to think we do anything, we'll do it perfectly every single day, right? And what we say is failure is part of the process, right? So we
Yes.
continuously practice optimizing what we eat, sleep, stress, physical activity, right? And figuring out which of those things is going on in people's lives, and using medication strategically and effectively to help with all those things. So every appointment, that's what we do. Like me, my health coaches, my NPs, everybody, we all think that way. So if someone happens to gain weight, we go like, the first question is, what's going on in your life, right? What's happening? What have you been, then we go into kind of granular detail. Then we might like schedule, like do something like, okay, let's do a food log for a week, and then let's see my health coach in a week, and let's like figure out where those calories are that we can optimize. Again, the difference between weight loss and not weight loss is so small. It comes down to sometimes 100, 150 calories, perhaps the stress, right? So either talking through that, breathing exercises, medication, perhaps, or just like more coaching for their job or something. Like I've had patients who I've coached and we've coached to send emails to their bosses, because of their workload, which has been very successful intervention, right? And that's worked a lot. Or like maybe alternating what they're doing in terms of resistance training, or maybe what they're eating, trying an error. So really, I think the important thing is we have so much support that we work through with everybody through all of these issues, right? And it's going to happen just because the world is full of uncertainty. Our bodies are made to eat. Our body starts fighting us once we lose weight, and all this like food is around us every second of the day. It's going to happen, right? But we really, through compassion, through patience, through grace, we figure it out, and we work together with our clients to make it happen.
Dr. Gupta, you've been with us now a couple of years now, and so some of the questions that we're getting are, what if I'm in another city?
Yeah.
Especially when we're now doing the show on a national basis. How does it work?
So, Florida, we can actually, Steve, if you want, I could treat you too. So we're boarded in 15 different states, right? So we can see people virtually. We have actual physical offices in LA and Vegas, but we can see people in California, Nevada, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Texas, Illinois, Georgia,
Arizona.
Maryland. Yeah, Arizona too. Florida, Maryland, North Carolina, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Like I think like half
are you
the
in
United
Texas
States.
yet?
Yeah, we're in Texas as well.
Okay.
Illinois. So we can
What
see
do they
like
do?
more
They
than half the
call
United
you or
States.
go to your website?
So we have to update the information on the banner, but it's at mindfulwellness.com. Although this website will go to the same place, and the number is the same, 310-220-4543. So either of those, you can go on the website and just make an appointment, or you can just text or call us, and we're here. We're ready. Like we
So it'd be
want
like
patients,
telemedicine.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So yeah, everything will be virtually. So it can just be all done virtually. Again, the most important thing is we have the support, right? And then so we can still get labs at whatever lab it, like, LabCorp Quest, which are they're nationwide. So
Oh,
we can
that's
get
right.
labs there and get the results. So those are easy. And then, in terms of like the advantage in our physical offices, we have a body composition, but we can find a place to get a body composition also near you. So we have many people like all throughout the nation, but we are looking for patients. So we want to really expand, and we really want to go nationwide to help, like, continue to help so many people. So really encourage any listener, anybody really giving them the website,
Absolutely.
mindfulwellness.com, and just make an appointment.
And I want to get this into, because this is so important. You had the insight to bring on a partner that specializes in pediatrics.
Yeah. So November, we're going to make, maybe in our next show, we should talk about it, because in November, we're going to make a big push for that.
It's so important to start kids off early and not wait till they become adults.
Oh my gosh, it's really devastating. So I've struggled with weight as a kid. So I know I've revealed it on the show. I used to like sneak Hydroxycut right when I was a kid to try to lose weight. I know what that desperation feels like. But more importantly, just like these kids are struggling with diabetes, hypertension, sleep apnea at a young age. Like, imagine that much is happening to their bodies. Imagine what that's going to do in the next few decades, right? It's just so like, I just think like intervening in a kid is just extremely important. You're like saving that kid's life. Like, doing that is literally saving their life. So I think maybe in our November show, let's devote it all to pediatrics, and let's talk about that. I'll bring Dr. Mishra on, and I think we should really, because we want to really promote that in November.
Beautiful. We will do. Give everybody your phone number again.
Perfect. So it's 310-220-4543. Again, 310-220-4543, or mindfulwellness.com.
Dr. Gupta, I am the biggest fan of yours. I think what you're doing is God sent. We'll see you next month.
Yeah, I apologize for the internet stuff next time.
It's okay. You got carte blanche with us. Thanks, Dr. Gupta.
Talk soon. Bye.
That's Dr. Gupta. We're going to take a real quick break and come right back with you. I've got a great second show. We'll be right back.
And we are back with the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV with your hosts, Steve-O, Sophia, and their expert guests.
And we are back. Today's show is in Los Angeles. We do this show across the country. This is our this is our 12th year of doing Ask the Experts. And, if you've noticed that this is not like an info commercial. I mean, we bring on the top experts, and we want you to learn. And we try to bring on the best shows. Dr. Gupta has been with us almost 3 years now. And we're just so glad. Our next expert, we got so many people contacting us wanting to know more information about mortgages. And I think a lot of these people were first-time buyers. And we found one of the top mortgage companies in the country, and we're so lucky to have him. It's PB Financial Group Corp. And good afternoon, Pulyan.
Hey there, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We're having a sunny day out here. It's great weather. Having a great time.
Well, we have sunny weather here in Florida, but sometimes we get a touch of hurricanes too.
Yes, you certainly do.
With it. Tell people about your company. This is what, 18 years for you with the company?
Yes, we're about to be 18 years old. We've been focusing on a lot of different mortgage products over the last 18. We've learned and we've grown, and we give our clients the knowledge that we've learned in every single transaction that we've done. We've funded over 4,000 transactions. We're continuously doing a lot of things. We cater to investors. We provide hard money financing. We're direct, so we're able to make decisions much quicker than mortgage companies out there to be able to, give that opportunity to our clients.
I have not told you this yet. I wanted to tell you on the show. Your last show you did, one of the biggest banks in California, I'm not going to give them any kudos at all, listened to your show. And he said that the information that you share with everybody is the best information he's ever heard. And, we do other companies in other markets, and you're like one of the few who talks about hard money, but they gave you such a compliment that they were actually calling to get on the show, but you have the Los Angeles area. But I thought, because usually they'll call up, pull you on and go, the person was wrong. He's giving out bad information. You should have our company, but nothing but kudos for you.
Well, I'm glad I was able to.
You never know who's listening.
Well, that's good. I'm happy I was able to get that compliment. It means a lot. It just shows that, we're talking firsthand. We know what people have gone through. We've had the experience. A lot of real estate individuals, a lot of mortgage brokers, they don't actually buy too much real estate. They just buy their own primary residence, and they keep the cash, they put in the stock market, or they have lavish lifestyles. What I've done is I've earned money. I've invested in real estate. I've acquired property. I do own my primary residence. I do own apartment buildings. I know what it feels firsthand to have some uncertainty buying your home, or having some uncertainty buying an investment property. It does take a toll. Right now I'm more accustomed to it because I have a lot of deals under my belt, and I feel comfortable, giving advice of things to somebody that was me about 18, 19 years ago, who doesn't know the market, the real estate market, then they want to know more information. If somebody comes to me and asks me questions, they email us and they have questions. I don't charge anything to share my knowledge. I like good feedback. I appreciate that. That means a lot more than anybody writing me a check for $300, $400, $500, or $1,000. I just be able to help somebody ease themselves into getting into the real estate business, getting into the mortgage business, acquiring real estate with a mortgage, to better themselves, to better their lives, to better their future. I'm an immigrant. I came here from Iran when I was 9 years old. I've had success. I've tasted the American dream. And, there's some people that were born here, that have lived here, their generation, and they haven't been able to do that. And I think that's very unfair. Hard work will pay out, and I want everybody out there to know that if you put the work in, you grind through it, you save enough money, you buy your first house, then you buy your investment property, grow your own retirement future, and then be able to provide that to your kids as an inheritance. That's what American dream is. You work hard. It's none of this, give me free handouts kind of thing. It's, you got to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, nobody's going to give it to you.
We got a strange call because we're promoting your show about 3 days out, and we got a strange call from an investor in Mexico, and they wanted to know, and in fact, they're not even listening right now. They're going to go back and listen to today's show on iHeart, but they wanted to know if it's better to get financing in Mexico if they're investing in the United States, or is it better to go through a company like yours?
Those kinds of financial advice, I don't want to give to anybody, because
Okay.
financial planners are the people that are licensed, would know a lot better than I would. If you have a mortgage question, I'll be able to answer it. I'm licensed to answer those questions. But to give financial advice on where to invest, how to invest, that's not my forte. That's not business. If somebody wants to just speculate on things, I could speculate, but it wouldn't be advice that I would recommend anybody to take. I would ask
Gotcha.
them to go get a financial advisor and do what's best for them and their family.
You must get calls though from out of the country from investors.
I get calls from all sorts of different sources. I get a lot of emails. Some people, if we can help them, we will help them. If we don't, we try to recommend them to the right professional that would be able to advise. Coming out of a different country and wanting to invest in the States, there's laws about that. Not everybody can
Right.
simply bring money over here. There's things that needs to go through the financial bureaus that I would not be able to legitimately give any proper correct answer on.
Well, here's one area that you can, because we have talked about this. We actually have two people who have written wanting to know, what is hard cash?
Hard money is for people that are trying to achieve a real estate investment quickly, and they can't wait for a bank to perform 30 to 45 days down the line. They need a decision within like 5 to 7 days to be able to close in 5 to 7 days. Or somebody who's looking to cash out in a second position loan where they have a really good first mortgage. They don't want to pay off their first mortgage of 2-3% rate. They want to capitalize on a second mortgage, pull out money to do an investment, better their life, put into their business, or pay off consumer debt. There's different opportunities that come arise, and the banks just don't move fast enough. So you need a hard money lender or a private investor like me that, hey, you call me, you explain to me your situation, and I can give you an answer. Yeah, we can do this in 10 days. We can do this in 17 days. We will give you an answer right there. We don't have to go to an underwriter, run it by 5 different people, and then come back and say, no. You call us, we listen to you, we let you talk about what you need, and then based on what you need, we'll give you a couple of choices. If the choices, the cost of it, the rate of it makes sense to you, then we send you an application. You send us the application back. We'll give you an approval. We'll give you disclosures. You're fully informed what you're getting and what the security is, and we'll do the loan for you. You won't waste your time. That's where we come into play. Right now, with rates being the way they are, they're much higher. We can do things close to bank loans, but still, all rates are high right now. So it has to really make sense for somebody to want to do something, and we're here to support them.
So has that slowed down sales with the rates being higher now?
It has slowed down real estate sales because affordability is at an all-time low. It's very hard to pay for a mortgage, insurance, taxes with a higher rate than a lower rate. But we've been more busy because of our expertise being in the industry that we are. We can do things that other mortgage brokers aren't able to do. So we've been slammed this past year and a half, 2 years. We get a lot of requests. We're constantly getting people that have questions or want to do real estate. They see that values are coming down because of the interest rates. So they want to get into the market. When it's one of those things that buy low. So they're trying to buy low, get in the market and do what they need to do, rehab a property or relocate some tenants and put in new tenants, achieve higher rents to better their investment and grow their real estate portfolio.
What's the biggest question you get on a daily basis?
Rates. People want to know what rates are, what the costs are. And that varies based on a client to client. There's it depends. If somebody comes in with a property that's worth $1 million, they want $300,000, where they're going to get a better rate and cost than somebody that comes in that owns $1 million property and they want $650,000 to $700,000. It all depends on the risk to reward. The market changes on a regular basis. So I would have to listen to somebody's scenario to be able to definitely give them a precise pricing. And usually when we hear you, we know what we can offer. We don't need to go guess, well, we need to go sell this loan to somewhere. No, we're not selling any loans to anybody else. We're keeping loans on our books. So when we provide pricing, that's where we're going to be, and we're all, a lot of what we do is listening to borrowers and see what their needs are. That's really important in the mortgage industry. I don't think mortgage brokers do enough listening. They just want to give a product. It's all about sales and selling rates. It's not always about rates. It's about knowing what somebody needs and building a program that fits their individual needs.
You answered a question that I've always had. One of my favorite shows is $1 Million Listing Los Angeles. I love that show. And have you ever seen it?
Oh yeah, plenty.
Okay. So, they make these big sales and they go, and they'll close in 10 days. I'm going, how do they do that with a bank? But they're not. They're going to a company like yours, right?
Yes, a lot of times they are. And it's actually a price range between in the Los Angeles market, Southern California market, properties that are worth about like $1.5 million to $2 million on the market. Those usually go through like around 80% of it goes through bank financing or some sort of financing option. But when it goes over $5 million,
yes, those are the ones I'm talking about.
Those $5 million individuals that are able to buy like a $5 million, $10, $15, $20 million, they are able to buy it cash generally. So when they're making an offer, they're usually making 8 out of 10 times they're making a cash offer and they already have the money. But if they're short some money, a few million or so, they would come to somebody like me and we would finance them very quickly.
What is loan to value ratio?
Loan to value is the amount of loan against the value, current market value of a property. So let's say $1 million property and they want a $700,000 loan against it. That's a 70% loan to value transaction.
And then what are like the terms of the loan?
Well, the terms of the loan can be from 11 months to 5 years. It depends on what the borrower is trying to achieve and what they're trying to achieve. So depending on the borrower's needs, we'll customize the loan to fit their term. So that's why, again, we have a lot of control, and that's what we try to provide.
And then about the process for loan approval.
Yes.
How does that work?
You call us, tell us what your scenario is. If you're trying to pull out money or you're trying to purchase a property, you're trying to buy a property to fix and flip, or there's an opportunity that you're trying to achieve, you call us, we'll go over the transaction and be able to give you an informed response.
That's really important that you get that clarified, right?
Absolutely. Each person has a unique mortgage requirement. So we want to be able to give those answers accurately.
I love how long you've been in business for. You have seen so many transactions over that period of time, and there's probably very little that you ever see that you've never seen before.
Well, I've learned from a lot of my investors that you're always learning. The second you stop learning and say, I know everything, that's when old age takes over. As long as we're in this business, in life, in anything, you got to always be open-minded. You always have to learn. You have to look for new opportunities. Every day we have AI being implemented in every single business.
Oh, that's
So
right.
what I knew 18 years ago and how I started and how my business has transpired, it's changing. It will change. It will change after it changes. So if I'm not changing with the times, I'm not going to be able to provide the right answers.
For the gentleman who just texted us, it's P as in Paul, B as in Bob, Financial Group Corps, and it's 877-700-3703. What is your website?
calhardmoney.com.
Oh, what a great
CalHardmoney.com.
I got to tell you what I love about doing your show, and you think of this as a customer. You don't talk over people's head. You really explain everything where you can understand.
Well, I've learned. Listen, part of the business is listening. You're not going to be able to hear somebody if you're talking over them.
So now let's talk about prepayment penalties. This impacts the flexibility if you want to pay off the loan early, right?
Yes, it does. The good thing about consumer loans, usually, like rarely, do they have a prepayment penalty. When it goes to business purpose loan or investment loans, those loans usually carry a prepayment penalty. Usually it could be 3 months, 6 months, a year. It's just a sort of a guaranteed interest that we require on some transaction. But again, when somebody calls us, depending on what their needs are, if somebody, let's say they have a property, again, $1 million, they're buying another property for $500,000, and they're selling their $1 million property to acquire the $500,000 property. We'll give them that $500,000, and then we'll give them a short-term prepay or a guaranteed interest that they achieve being able to buy that $500,000 like it was cash. And when they sell their property, they're not hit with a very big prepayment penalty that takes their cost up so much. We're reasonable. We want to work within that defined element that they're providing us to achieve their financial goal.
So different lenders probably have different restrictions on property types. What type of properties do you finance?
Well, we're lucky here because we have expertise in many different real estate types. We finance many single family units, multiple property, multi-unit properties, apartment buildings. We've done industrial properties. We've done car washes. We've done industrial properties, warehouses, mixed-use properties. All sorts of retail shopping centers. It depends. So we can do a lot of those transactions. We've done some raw land, we've done development projects, construction loans for residential and apartment buildings. We're like a source for all sorts of unique solutions to unique transactions.
So you do a lot of commercial work.
Yes, I do commercial work as much as we do residential.
Wow. How quickly can funds be available?
Funds usually depends on the type of transaction and time frame a borrower has, but we like to close transactions from 7 to 10 business days. That's ideal.
That's amazing.
We're here to push the transaction along. You're coming to us to get something done, and our goal is to get it done for you, not mess around and waste time. If we can't do it, we're going to tell you up front, hey, we can't do it. But if you can do it, we want to be by your side to achieve what you need to do.
We've got about 3 minutes left. I think this is going to probably the most important question I ask you. And we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 people thanking us for bringing your show to them. And that's what we do. When you ask, we try to make it possible. Tell people out there why they should come to you.
Well, we have solutions, and we like to, like I've been saying, we like to listen to your scenario. We want to be able to give people the opportunity to achieve their American dream, like I have and how my family has. There's a lot of opportunities out there. If you're willing to do the work, you can make the work done, and we'll be there to support you, give you advice on the mortgage, the types of mortgages. We have a lot of different solutions, and we want to be able to share our knowledge of what we have already accomplished to get you where you need to be to plan on buying a home or buying an investment property, pulling out money to starting a business. I see somebody ask that question. Yeah, we can give somebody capital to start a business as long as it's collateralized by real estate in the California area. So we want to be able to provide the solutions and borrow what they need to better their own life.
So you saw the question about if someone wanted to start a business, would they come to you?
Yes, we could, like I said, we can help them get that capital that they need if it's secured by real estate.
Let's tell people again, best way to reach you.
Give us a call at, 877-700-3703, or better yet, you can email me at Pouyan, Pouyan, at hardmoney.com.
You know what? You put on such a great service. We are so blessed to have you. And I think this was your third show with us. We got a lot of questions today. Pouyan, thank you so much. Pouyan will be back again with us next month. And if you missed some of the show or you have a friend, you can go to iHeart to Ask the Experts mortgage broker, and they can replay the show, or on YouTube. Pouyan, see you next month. Great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Steve. Have a good one.
And that's going to do it for us today. Thank you, Rebel. And we'll be back again with you next week with more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.